Welcome to Switched On Schoolhouse High School Health. In this half-credit health elective for 8th through 12th graders, your student will study units that cover topics like body essentials, physical health, social and mental health, preventative health and first aid, responsible living, and much more. Now let's take a look at a high school health lesson to see how concepts like these are covered. In a unit entitled Body Essentials, let's look at a lesson called Respiratory System. Most lessons begin with a brief introduction and a list of goals or objectives for the lesson. These objectives help students stay focused on important lesson content and provide parents with an effective way to measure mastery of lesson content. The goals for this lesson include identify the functions and the structures of the respiratory system, explain the functions of the skeletal system, distinguish between the axial and appendicular skeleton, explain the function of the muscular system, and describe the different types of muscles in the body. At the beginning of most lessons, students will also encounter a list of vocabulary words that will be used throughout the lesson. We've included review and reinforcement activities to encourage mastery of these important words. For example, students can hear the correct pronunciation of each word.
Involuntary, voluntary.
A vocabulary games arcade provides additional practice designed to help students to learn the spelling and definitions for the vocabulary from the lesson. Let's take a look at one of the games. Flashcards provides a fun way for students to review the definitions for the vocabulary words. Here's a sample. After this introductory material, your student moves independently through the lesson, reading the text-based instruction and utilizing the multimedia features that have been provided. In addition to the text-based instruction, Alpha Omega's computer-based lessons are often filled with colorful photographs, illustrations, and diagrams, as well as a variety of multimedia presentations that are all designed to enhance the instruction and assist students in mastering lesson content. The Internet can be a powerful tool for students. Optional web-enabled links allow students and parents to safely use the Internet to locate carefully chosen supplements to course content. This web link provides further information about the human skeletal system. Many lessons include small instructional videos, sometimes called tiny tutors. The teachers featured in these small video clips provide special instructions, additional information, and important tips for students.
The muscles in our bodies actually fall into three categories: voluntary, involuntary, and cardiac. We know about the voluntary ones. These are the ones we use when we want to move around and do the things we want to do. The involuntary muscles are the ones we don't have to think about. They're kind of on autopilot, so to speak. The third is the cardiac muscle. This is your heart. It is involuntary, but it's different structurally. Your heart has within it its own communication system. There is a structure commonly called a pacemaker that tells the heart when to beat. This thing is connected to the rest of the heart, and all the cells of the heart are arranged in such a way that they can all communicate with the other cells. Pretty cool, huh?
At the end of the lesson, your student is presented with a series of questions that provide a review of lesson content. If the lesson contains multiple sections, after completing section 1, the student continues to the next section, reading the text-based instruction and answering the remaining questions. Questions are presented in a variety of formats. Answers are automatically saved as the student works through the questions, with 85 to 90% of student work being graded immediately by the program. A student is given the opportunity to reattempt questions that were answered incorrectly the first time through the lesson. The lesson is complete when the student has answered all questions correctly or has exhausted his allowed attempts.